Nancy Grace every night at 8 Eastern.
HLN News and Views.
Who was the last person to see him?
As far as I know, family and friends would have been my older sister, Stacy, before she had left for work and stuff. And she was there when he had come home and changed after school and that. So as far as I know, it was Stacy.
And what did Stacy see?
He was, the last time she had seen him, he was at the top of the hill just playing, running around, being a kid like we did. You know, I know people say not to play in the streets, but that's where we played, up at the top of the street. And that's where he was.
And this was a fairly urban but rural area, too. You were sort of out in the country, right, where kids just could feel free to play?
Yeah, it was a neighborhood. I mean, it was a neighborhood full of 100 kids probably in the neighborhood, but, you know, right 5 minutes from our house was nothing. Farmlands and fields and dirt trails and stuff like that. How
violent was that storm late afternoon? And did you think your brother had just hidden to have cover?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad storm. You know, it just came and went pretty quick. You know, I don't think he necessarily hid somewhere. We just assumed that he was inside someone's house, you know, playing inside with another friend. You know, and that's just kind of then started knocking on doors, on every door we could.
When did your parents finally call police?
It was later in the evening. I can't, you know, I'm not for sure on the time, 8, somewhere around there. It was, you know, before it had gotten dark.
And I understand they came right out.
Yeah, they were there right away, yes.
So what did they do that evening and the next day and the next few days and the next week?
That night, I'm not, you know, it's pretty vague for me because I was young, so that night, you know, I can't remember exactly what they did. But that next morning was full-fledged. They had a search party set up with dogs and helicopters and horsebacks and you name it. You know, anything that you had back at that time,